Here we go. First of the month, January transfer window's barely been open for 9 hours, yet already the bids are flying in. I don't know what to do. I really don't. Blow it up or see out the season with this squad. I don't know. Why do I have to put the bids in so early on in the morning as well? Lads, let me have my morning coffee first, then we'll discuss it. I think in the case of Buendia, I'm certainly considering now is the time to cash in. 28 years old, only just turned 28 to be fair, but this season has had quite a few injury problems, and if we can send him to a Chinese side as well, take him out of England, that would be best for us really. If we can get the exact same bid we had from, I think, this exact same club as we had back in the summer, which was £60 million plus a 30% next of sale clause, then I would definitely take that in a heartbeat. And they are going to say no. 60 mil and 40% percentage of next sale. I kind of wish I did 50% now, but I think I'll take that. That's actually better than the bid we agreed with this club in the summer. Do I accept it? Is it time? He wants to go there. I think it's time, Emmy. Bon voyage. Bon voyage. Jamal Lewis has no interest in joining Bournemouth, even though they are in really good form right now and ahead of us in the table. And actually, that's my game today, my final one off camera as well. But now he's lost his place to Sanabria, not against selling him too. Let's do it in installments. I'm fine with installments, to be fair. I don't mind that at all. But if we do that, I am going to ask for a percentage of next sale of 25%. And yeah, Bournemouth say okay to that deal as well. I'm going to accept that one as well. Surely I can't sell him as well. Surely Ben's got to stay. He's been here for all the years we've been here. And I made him captain 3 or 4 years ago. He's in the prime of his career right now. Surely Ben's not going to go. I don't want to sell him to Spurs. That's the real thing here. If it was a club that was in mid-table or a foreign team, I'd be fine with it. But Ben, I want to keep for now. One thing I don't understand is why the bids for Farines that I've had throughout the save have been so poor. I mean, this is a really good goalkeeper. He's only 26, which in goalkeeping years is quite young. He's won 81 caps for his country as well. You can see 8 clean sheets in 17 in this year's Premier League. He's always had a decent ratio for us in terms of clean sheets to games. But the bids are so low. I've got to get the money in installments, then I'll take it over a course of many years. And they're fucked off. They know he's worth more than that. That's why they walked out when I put that clause there as non-negotiable. They know he's worth more than that. Can't believe it. With so much interest for our players, Farines has PSG in the interest too. Basir is wanted by who? Barcelona and Shanghai. Longstaff wanted by Spurs. Berger wanted by Spurs and Man City as well. Who's Ida wanted by? Brentford and Newcastle. I think this is it. I think we're blowing it up. Just absolutely destroyed Bournemouth, and once again Sanabria was great. So Jamal Lewis, I think his time here is coming to an end. 33 mil bid here from Crystal Palace. This is definitely getting accepted. But after 2 straight wins for Norwich City, using a new tactical system, which you'll see in today's episode with the games against Chelsea in the Cup and Everton away at Goodison Park, am I making the right call here in looking to sell most of the squad? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 46. And today we're returning with 2 massive games with our Canaries as we kick off January with games against Chelsea in the FA Cup third round and Everton away at Goodison Park. Before we get to the games though, Sharon Norwich will be getting on off camera. And yes, finally, I've made some tactical changes. Let's get to the run. And of course, in the last episode, we had our back-to-back defeats away at the Emirates and then at home to Liverpool as well. We had 4 games in the run off camera as we closed out 2024. And as you can see, it's been... well, I mean, I'm just going to look at the positives here. We've had 2 wins in 4 games. It's not been as bad as it possibly could have been. We started with a draw away at Bramall Lane against Sheffield United. I changed my tactics for all 4 games here after I know a lot of you guys have been saying the 4-3-1-2 gegenpressures don't work, man. Change it up. So, yeah, I changed tactics. For this game, we operated in I think it was a 5-3-2 for this game with Ida and Brewster up top together. And we drew 1-1. Wijnaldum scored the first goal again, and Sanabria was sent off for 2 yellow cards. And the second yellow card was never a yellow. But with 20 minutes to go, Ida rescued it for the 10-men Canaries. We almost won it late on as well. Sadly, couldn't find a winning goal. But following that, on Boxing Day, we did get battered by Chelsea by 4-1. Now, admittedly, I did field quite a weakened lineup for this game, But it was so frustrating because I posted about this on Twitter last night when I was playing through the save. We had 4 clear-cut chances in the game, yet we only scored 1 time. Chelsea didn't have a single clear-cut chance, yet they scored 4 times. And how did they get their goals? Crosses and set pieces. It's not an Achilles heel, it's an open wound. All our opponents know it, and they just pour salt on it. But yeah, they scored 4 goals in the game. Tammy Abraham scored 2 goals in 5 minutes then in the second half, whilst Abby got us back in the game, and Paddy from a corner, and then Reece James scoring what was, to be fair, a lovely free kick, made it 4-1 as we lost this game. And again, it's these sort of games where I think to myself, I don't think it's me being shit at tactics. I think it's just bad luck. Because we played pretty decent, and we had 4 clear-cut chances in the game. Yeah, so frustrating. But anyway, we closed out the run of camera with back-to-back wins, which is really nice to see, against 2 of the informed teams this season that are gunning for Europa League football. First home to West Brom as we won by 2-0, and I used the same tactical system in both of these games here, and I'll show you what I'm going to be using today. It's the same system for these 2 games. Beat the Bags by 2-0. Sandra scoring his first goal for the club, then Ida made it 2-0 early on, and our final game of camera was the win on New Year's Day, where we beat Bournemouth by 4-0. Sander Berger scoring our first lovely goal as well, and then in the second half, 2 minutes after the restart, Abby made it 2-0. He's been very impressive this season in limited minutes, and then 20 minutes after the restart, Godfrey scored again, and in the stoppage time he scored again. Ben Godfrey this season is one of our top scorers with 4 goals. How pathetic is that? But regardless, as you can see, after the back-to-back wins, we have now gone back into a European place. We're into 7th place right now with 17 games to go, but you can see even after beating West Brom, there's a big gap developing by several teams here from 7th to 11th, you would say, us to Southampton, even Everton to be at 24 points, aren't totally out of it yet, where it's just 5 points separating us 7th to Southampton 11th. Really big cluster of teams is separated by a few points, but West Brom and Spurs, they're beginning to pull away and join the pack that are chasing Champions League football. So this is the problem for us. Like last season, it seems like only 7th is going to be available. And of course, as you saw in the introduction, we might well be seeing the final appearances today of 2 of the OGs in the save. Jamal Lewis and Buendia, that have been here since we took over, might well be playing their final games for the club today. Jamal has 2 offers to consider here with Bournemouth and Crystal Palace. Buendia, of course, as we know, might well be on his way to China, and I expect that move to go through. I'm not going to sell him to Bournemouth or Manchester United, absolutely no way, but that deal there looks, I would say, almost guaranteed to be going through. So yeah, first game of today's doubleheader, it is indeed against Chelsea in the FA Cup third round. Despite the back-to-back wins, not fancying our chances against the side we've really struggled with against in the save so far, but this is the tactical system I've been using. As you see, Rose is the only absentee for today's game. He got an injury on Boxing Day and it's going to be out for 3 weeks. Bit of a shame because I like Will Rose, but yeah, this is the system I've been using, and it's interesting, let's just say that. Now, we're staying with the gegenpress style of play because I do think it is the best in Football Manager, and I've changed my mentality from positive to attacking. I would always start on positive, but now I've changed to attacking, just to try and get some goals, because as we know, we don't score that many. These are our tactics whilst we're in possession. You can see we're playing extremely high pace, mixed passing really, but still playing out of defence and passing in space too. In transition, we don't counter press. I'm never doing that again. We regroup and get back as quickly as we can when we lose possession, but counter when we win possession. And when out of possession, press more urgent, and I've also dropped my defensive line down. Previously, I'd operate on a higher defensive line, but now we're going back to standard to prevent balls over the top. And this will be our team for the game, 4-2-2-2. A lot of you guys have been telling me that playing narrow is the way to go in this year's FM, and after back-to-back wins, you might well be right. So this is our lineup. Dean's in goal. It's about for a Sanabria, Godfrey, Basir and Hours with Longstaff and Berger through the middle. Further forward, Madison and Buendia through the middle. And up top together, Ida and Abby. On the bench, Farines, Koulibaly, Lewis, Mount Dembele, Vasilic and Brewster as well. First game, it's Chelsea at home. I think we're going out in the third round, but let's see if we can get the win here. Come on, you Canaries. It's just a really interesting time in the save right now. You know, this is normally the time in my Football Manager saves where we make the jump from, you know, a club teetering on the edge of European football to becoming an established European club. This is season 6, and to put it into perspective, last year with Cardiff City, this is the year we reached the Champions League final in our debut season at the Cardiff City Stadium. But as Tammy Abraham heads in from, guess what, a set piece, this Norwich team is different. It's a lot different. Previously, I would man mark, but you might notice now I'm using zonal marking. I've never been a fan of zonal marking. Perhaps I'm too old school and set in my ways, if you will. But I always believed, in real football as well, that man marking was always the way to go. And zonal was just too complex when defending set-piece routines. But, you know, a lot more teams are starting to play that way nowadays. Maybe it is the future, you know, so I've switched to it. But it doesn't matter. Zonal, man marking, me in the penalty box myself, we still wouldn't be able to defend crosses and set pieces, as Pulisic can't make it too, but Leon Bailey can. Team's not good enough. Simple as that. Team's not good enough. I'm not good enough. Yeah, I've made my mind up. I'm leaving come the end of the season. I mean, what is that from Max Aarons? I think he wants to get credited with the assist there as Bailey heads it in. I'd love a cup run. I really would. You know, he reached semi-final last year before being beaten by Liverpool. It will be great fun. And again, I picked a strong lineup for this game, but it's just... I just can't see us ever becoming a winning team. Like I said, this is around the time in my says when the team I'm managing does start to become a winning team. With Norwich, we just can't do it. Madison with the free kick, floats it in, and it's headed clear, and... This would be absolutely typical. If we concede from our own set piece, Gomez down the left-hand side, gets around Aarons, plays it back to Tomori, and a chance remains alive with Kovacic shooting, and oh, Dean Henderson! Just sack me! Put me out of my fucking misery. I've had enough. I've had enough. I want to be euthanised. I can't believe it. Matteo goes for goal, and Dean... Well, I mean, it was to his right-hand side. He get across well, but he's got flimsy wrists. He can only divert it into the bottom corner. 3-0 Chelsea. Embarrassing. Have I won a game on camera this season? I don't think I have. I think I've lost. Oh, no. Opening day. Opening day against Brentford when we won 3-0. And I stupidly said this could be the year we get Champions League football. What on earth was I thinking? Back in the game though, kind of. Ida making it 3-1. Chelsea really gifted us that goal. I think they felt sorry for us. This is the end of Emi Buendia, no doubt about it. I don't think I'm going to play him at Everton. I don't think he's going to get a game. This is going to be Emi Buendia's final game for the club. And when we've needed him the most, well, in Season 1, he would be the guy that would step up. But since then, I mean, that was a long time ago, Emi. That was a long time ago. Can't live off past glory forever. As the cross into the middle is not fully dealt with. Surprise, surprise. And Bruno Fernandes makes it 4. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It doesn't matter what tactical system I use. It doesn't matter what lineup I've got out there. We cannot defend crosses. It's pathetic. Dembele, wide to Goodison. And Vasilic beats his man. And Vasilic, oh fucking hell. He's absolutely shit. Blow this team up, man. Blow it up. I've had enough. Emi, I want you gone today, mate. I do. I loved you back in the first couple of seasons, and I'll always think fondly of you, but you're just not the same player anymore. You know, his stats don't suggest he's had that big of a drop-off, but when you look at the first couple of seasons, and yes, I know the second season in the Championship, so if you want, we won't count that one, but the first season, he was unreal. He almost kept us up single-handedly. 11 goals and 10 assists in 35. And if you don't want to count the Championship season, fine, but the year before that, a year after that, he averaged a 7.61. He scored 7 goals, won 7 man of the matches and got 12 assists, but the last couple of seasons, only 2 goals the next year. Last season, still pretty decent, but not good enough. And this season, he's had quite a few injuries and a low return in terms of goals and assists as well. He's got to go. And it's just such a frustrating season at the moment as we have yet another transfer coming in here for Farines. And it's not good enough, lads. He's worth more than that. It's such a frustrating time because, again, we're in a European place. Like, we've got 7 teams to go and we are in a European place right now. But it doesn't feel like it. Definitely think Curtis Jones is going to be the replacement for Emi Buendia as well. I did want him a couple of years ago, and he's now being put on a transfer list for 25 million, which is a discount really considering how good he is when he gets to game time. So I think Jones is the man who will replace Buendia. He's got good stats as well. You know, physically very well balanced. Technically got some really nice stats here, including 17 dribbling, 16 technique and 16 passing. And again, mentally too. 15 vision, 40 off the ball, 16 for flair, which is always really nice on a attacking midfielder / inverted winger. So I think I'm going to go for Jones. And as Spurs put in a bid for Ben Godfrey, we are going to keep the captain here for now at least. But we are going to say goodbye to one of the OGs of the save. Jamal Lewis is going to Selhurst Park. It's £30 million and we'll get 25% of whatever fee they arrange with a club to sell him for in the future. So farewell to Jamal. I love Jamal's stats, man. I really do. And he has been a fantastic servant to the club. He's welcome back anytime. He says, I've helped him improve this game. I'm not sure about that, Jamal. I think you're being too kind to me. But farewell, Jamal. He's off to Crystal Palace. Love his stats. Really, really do. You know, great natural fitness, great stamina, great work rate. But, yeah, I think like I said, it's got to a point now where we've got to make these tough decisions. We've got to start saying goodbye to the old guard. Oh, wow. They've done it again. I can't believe it. They asked me in the summer and they're gonna give me another job interview, this time in January. I'm not gonna abandon Norwich mid-season though. I said this will probably be our last dance, but I'm seeing out the season. It's only fair. Oh, and the captain wants to leave. The captain wants to go to Old Trafford. No! I'm looking for £84,000 per week. If you could offer me that, I'll be happy to stay. Ben, you're on 67 grand a week, mate. That's still really good. Fuck it, fine, okay. Oh, but there is a sale that is going to go through today. It is over, finally. The Emi Buendia saga ends today. £68 million transfer to Beijing Guan. And a 40%, that's a great clause there, because he'll probably come back to Europe at some point. 40% next sale clause as well. So, off you go, Emi. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Emi Buendia is off to China. Jamal has gone to London. This Norwich team is falling apart. Our bank balance now up to just shy of £100 million, and our transfer budget up to £65.3 million. I will look to replace those players in this January window. Well, to be fair, at left back, I probably won't, because I really like the Argentine kid, Jonathan Sanabria. He's very, very good. He's better than Lewis already, and he's only 21 years old, so he's got a very high ceiling as well. So I probably won't look to get a backup left back, because we've also got Drew Warburton, who we signed in the summer from Spurs as well. But as for the attacking midfield / left and right wing position, I probably will find a replacement. And if I am going to sign someone, I think it will be Mr. Curtis Jones, who I talked about before as the ideal replacement, in my opinion, for Buendia. Quite a similar player in terms of his range of positions and his also attributes as well. Maybe not as good as the Argentine, but 5 years younger, homegrown as well. And right now, Liverpool got him on a transfer list for 25 million as well, which I believe will be an absolute steal. I'm gonna sign him. You know what I really want though is a ball-winning midfielder, an absolute class one as well. I think what we are lacking in this team is, you know, a real commander-in-chief, if you will, either in the back line at centre-half or through the middle of the park. But unfortunately, as I said before, I just can't seem to find anyone. Same with centre-backs. You know, exactly the same with centre-backs as well. I can't find new-gen / regen centre-halves who have got all the great base stats to begin with. You know, that is something I'm really, really struggling with. And when I do find one, they're either not interested or already playing for a big club right now. I'm really, really struggling this year. Man, look at that. We've raised £184 million for transfer fees received this season. And we've broken the record sale 3 times this season. You know, it'll be Lewis, Eze, and now Buendia as well. Oh, Benkovic too, 4 times even. Look at that. Profit.
Better. Talk about net spend. Don't talk about spend. Talk about net spend.
Right, should we get Curtis Jones done? I mean, might as well, right? Because otherwise he's going to go to another club. Let's bring him in. And for 25 million as well, we got plenty of money to spend. And he's only 23 years old. He turned 24 at the end of the month. But either way, let's pick him up. I like his stats. Let's pick him up. Oh, those wages though. Curtis, you want more playing time? Why don't you take a pay cut? Look at the estimated wage down the bottom right and what his agent's asking for here. I said this actually right at the beginning of the save as he accepts this contract here and looks like he'll be coming in. I said this right at the beginning of the save. This year, I just think the game in general, in all aspects, is a lot more difficult. I'm finding it harder and harder to find good wonder kids available. I'm finding it harder and harder to negotiate good contracts. And I'm finding it harder and harder to just win on the pitch as well. It just seems like a much more difficult game this year. Why on earth did I not take that job interview in Manchester City? We're sinking like the Titanic. They were there as a lifeboat, and I said, no thanks, lads. I'm fine up here. And I've just seen a result not go our way as well. West Brom beat Sheffield United, and Arsenal beat the Saints, although we're not going to catch them anyway. But the Baggies winning again. I tell you, they are this year's Everton, West Brom. They're only 1 point off a Champions League place right now. I don't think we're going to catch them in the race for European football. It's going to be so tough to play European football next season. There are so many teams going for that 7th and final European place. In fact, we've now gone down to 9th place because Manchester City won the derby yesterday and Bournemouth now just beat Leicester. So, back down to 9th place. It is so tightly congested in the race for 7th. It's really anyone's guess who gets it. But if we lose here away at Goodison Park, I don't think it'll be us. They've been in really, really poor form this season. They're experiencing the European hangover. Surely we get back to winning ways here and move back into 7th. Come on, Norwich City. We need this. It's our first game in the post-Buendia era. This has got to be a win. So making one slight change to our formation heading to the game, not to our tactics but to our formation. We're dropping Provenzano down to play as part of a midfield trio now and not have a 2-2-2. Instead go 3-1-2. So this will be our team. Farina's comes back in goal and about for his Sanabria, Godfrey, Basia and Aarons with Mount, Provenzano, the Kid and Berger as the trio. Maddison is the lone attacking midfielder supporting Ida and Vasilic. Come on, Vukasin. On the bench, Henderson, Akawa, Warburton, Longstaff, Madu, Dembele, and Abbey as well. We're going to lose again. This is the game for Vasilic. You know, first game, post-Emi Buendia. This is the game when Vukasin finally turns up and says, this can still be my team. Oh, not a set piece. Not a set piece, please, God. I don't want it anymore. God, please, not a set piece. It's torture for me when I see we've conceded a free kick or a corner. Mason Mount, Vukasin. Oh, he's so poor. It's like the tamest shot ever. He puts no power behind his efforts whatsoever. Oh, God, please, Farina's. Huge save. That's why he's worth more than 27.5 mil. Oh! Holgate sends it long, and Godfrey lets it go over his head, and Pinamonti denied by guess who? Farina's once again bailing me out. As class as they come, Farina's. I really do like him. I'm not against selling him, but, you know, it's got to be 30 million at the absolute minimum, in my opinion. He's only 26 as well. He's worth between 40 and 50, in my opinion. He's brilliant. Lost count on the amount of games he's bailed me out and made an incredible save or a crucial one-on-one stop. But 10 minutes to go in the half, still tied at 0-0. Haven't really done anything in the game, even though, once again, we're playing pretty good football by the looks of it. I tell the boys you've been unlucky so far. It's done nothing for them. I'm going to keep saying I've got faith. I've got faith in you. Okay, I've got faith in this team. There is no Emi Buendia anymore. I trust you guys without the Argentine. Oftentimes, these are the games where we would look to Emi and say, go on, son, get us a goal and win it for us. But now, there's no more Buendia, okay? I trust these guys to do it for us. Farina's again, and oh, God. How did Pinamonti miss that? Absolute sitter. My goodness. What a save by the Venezuelan, but the Italian should have made it 1-0, but he didn't. And it's still goalless here as Berg hits it long. Vukasin. Why couldn't we have had that bid in the summer? There was speculation that someone was going to pay about 80 million for him. 80 million? He's not worth 80 quid! As Laird is through and Farina's again makes the save. Come on, Vukasin. Stop passing into space now. Run at defence. Lower the tempo down a little bit, but be more expressive in our creative freedom too. 25 minutes to go. Still tied at 0-0. As Sanabria plays back to Godfrey, who hits it long to Ida. Who controls. There's men in the box. It's a penalty! Oh no, it's not, it's a free kick. Oh, for fuck's sake! Well, it's a clean sheet, if nothing else, but a goalless draw. And these sort of results aren't going to give us European football. You know, defensively this season, to be fair, at times we have been pretty decent. I will say we were unlucky today, and praise the defence as well for the clean sheet. But seem to lose focus and switch off. Come on. But again, if we are to make Europe, we don't need draws, we need wins. 1 point off Manchester City with 16 games to go. I think they've also got a better goal difference record. Oh no, we do actually. But 6 points off of Spurs, 7 off West Brom as well. We're only ahead of Bournemouth on goal difference too. It's just such a weird time right now. Because I just don't know whether we've got what it takes to qualify for Europe, whether we need to blow up the entire squad. I don't know. But that was today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So big thank you for watching if you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for next episode very soon. I think there will probably still be a few more big changes in January. So I think we'll come back with the final game in January. Oh no, it's a few days before transfer deadline day. I'll tell you what, we'll play through all of January then. And I'll come back in February with games at home to Brentford and at home to Sheffield United. Or maybe away at the Cottage and at home to Brentford as well. 1 to 2, but we'll return in February after the transfer window. Have a great day, much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.